Off of 4,
David
it's
Ragan.
a 6 car.
David Ragan pounds the wall. Caution is out at lap 126.
Blew a right front tire. I mean, I was looking right at it.
And we will not have green flag stops.
He is trying to stay out of the way. Got the wall, guys. Got the wall. Tire went down. Cautious out. Cautious out.
When the days are cold and the cards all fold and the saints we see are all made of gold, when your dreams all fail in the world.
A huge jump! Oh, a massive jump for Frank Kimmel.
That's what Frank really needed here. A big jump, because Joey Miller's been awesome on the restarts, and he's really been able to drive up underneath him. But you see Joey drives it right down in the corner.
Miller gets right into the back of Kimmel. Jumps into it. Oh! He gets into Miller, and Miller goes around on the front stretch.
Wow!
Stay green and keep going.
Yep.
Oh, that is a horrible break for Joey Miller.
Tough break for Miller. Looks like David Ragan just got in the backup. Nowhere he can really go.
Now back up to the front of the battle. Here they come, and look at Allgaier and Venturini side by side as we come racing through the smoke. Frank Kimmel has one to go, and here comes David Ragan, who started on the pole.
Oh, he
to the
gets in the back of him.
Kimmel, and then
to the bottom.
Here comes Ragan to the bottom, and Kimmel right to the grass. Wow! And here comes Billy.
Oh, man!
Take the lead.
Wow, great move for Billy.
But the yellow is out. Oh man!
Wow!
Wow!
No checkered flag here. Looks like we're gonna go green.
Green, white, checkered.
Yes, sir.
Or green checker, whichever way they decide to go. And if you thought Bill Kimmel was hot before, my guess is he's going to be furious with the officials now.
Yes, he is. There's a lot of hot drivers out here. Joey Miller, I'm sure he's
Oh,
not
look at this. Kimmel drives Ragan right up the racetrack. All right, now watch this as we go back. All right, first bit, Ragan into Kimmel. Great job by Frank to save it, but watch Frank drive him right to the grass.
Oh, man. Right down the bottom. Frank says, I don't like that. Billy says, there's a hole.
Look at the yellow lights.
Goes.
Yellow lights were on right there. You saw him in turn 2.
Yep.
Billy came through, unfortunately, or turn 3, I should say. Unfortunately, Billy doesn't get the lead. He goes back to 3rd.
Gonna be interesting. Jason Allgaier there in 4th place. Jason having a great run here tonight. If this happens again, if these two guys get together again, then Billy Venturini could be the
green and white around. Here we go.
It's a one-lap shootout.
Ragan can't catch Kimmel off the line. Can he run him deep into 3? He's on his backside. Not close enough. Coming off of turn 4. Ragan still tries to get inside.
Oh, he looks to the bottom.
Can't get there. And Frank Kimmel gets the win.
It's a drag.
Let's run stale. I wanna hide the truth. I wanna shelter you, but with the beast inside, there's nowhere.
Push to his car wasn't. So they took the couple crash, Bill.
David Ragan brought out the caution for the 2nd time by himself, and our 4th caution of the race. He was involved in an earlier spin.
Well, I believe David Ragan has had all
Killed the right front.
Yes, you did, David. Said he killed the right front.
Just got loose, guys, and
What the heck?
In the straightaway. I think he's going to get all the experience he's going to get. He's had all the experience he's going to get at Dover today.
That's
I'm not sure what started that.
That's weird.
Yeah, getting loose on the straightaway is pretty uncommon.
We can hide, no matter what we breed, we still are made of greed. This is my king.
Got loose. Got loose. Eric's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line. Block crash. Here they come. Checker flag. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500. We got one car on his roof coming across the start-finish line.
Still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Boyer's on fire.
Leader Jeff Gordon, he'll get those 5
Trouble already off turn 4.
J.J. Yaley.
David Ragan.
More cars to follow.
Chain reaction. Ricky Rudd. Casey Mears.
Oh, Rudd up on top of Reagan's car.
was that about?
Last time I remember I start by points here.
Iceberg, dead ahead.
Come on around.
Watch the 18 and the 6 side by side left of your screen.
Oh, the 6 car just pushes up into Yaley in the 18, and that started the whole mess. Then they come back out into the racetrack right here, and that's what created the rest of the problem. Here comes Rudd. Watch this thing back up on top of that 6 car.
Has just sprung into action. He had been running so well, but they are getting ready to change tires on the number 99.
Oh, who'd he take with him?
His teammate, David Ragan.
Oh, no. And Bill Elliott piles in.
Come on around if you can.
What was up with that?
But I'm telling you, that breaks my heart for David Ragan in that 6 car. He had been running in the top 10 almost this entire race. And remember, started this race at the rear of the field because of an engine change.
And Bill Elliott doing a fine job for the Wood brothers, trying to get that
flat already, and this thing goes around, and Carl could have just kept it down.
That's a
Kingdom come, this is my kingdom come. When you pull my key, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide. Don't get too.
9 of the top 20 drivers just ran their individual fastest lap of this race.
Oh, trouble off turn 4 here. We got a big one.
David Ragan hard into the wall in that AAA car.
We got about 5 or 6 cars that went down pit road, and I don't know, Matt Kenseth has some damage, but that's amazing if we only have 2 cars with damage.
6 just comes up from the bottom, and I think he must have hoped, because he sure wasn't hoping that Matt would cut him some slack, but that's 2 team.
Right. Single file. They're all wanting to go, but everybody's just filling that spot, so they're not getting that opportunity.
David Ragan hasn't won. Regan Smith, the rookie. Paul Menard is there. Tony Stewart has never won at Talladega in a NASCAR Sprint Cup car.
He's going to have to do a lot of blocking right here. They've got to run on him. Got to run.
Here they come.
I can't go down there and do that, though. Actually, I think it's legal on the last lap. He might have got it right there. I think it's legal on the last lap. We're looking next door to see.
Below the yellow line. It was below.
We still haven't got an indication, but it looks.
Wow, they just covered up. Last lap at Daytona. Oh, we got it, guys.
That's it.
Oh, man. Oh,
yeah,
I can't believe he's in that wreck.
Keep rolling here.
Oh, there it is. Now they're wrecking.
That's incredible.
Now the caution flag is out.
I think we got it. That's ours.
There were 5 wrecks before the wreck.
My good, I could not believe those guys waited. I thought they wrecked coming out of 4.
I thought they wrecked on the restart.
White flag.
Get you some. Let's go get it now.
That was big right there. Jimmy Johnson took that away. Carl Edwards was going to get to the outside of him and have a chance to make the pass. Still might get him right here.
Here he comes, digging up off the corner. Turn 2, half a lap away from the checkered flag.
And what's Jimmy Johnson do here? He goes to that high side. Carl Edwards is going to go to the bottom. There we go.
Oh,
Drove right by him. With the car stick. Here comes Jimmy Johnson. He's in the wall.
Can he get it off the wall?
We're back inside now.
Oh, wow.
Carl Edwards trying to hang on. Here comes Jimmy Johnson down, and Johnson will take the win. Wow.
How good is that? Wow. That's a finish right there, boys.
And the
Bell gets the 24.
State of my head. They don't know where we've been. We got that concrete street skin. Why can't you leave this alone? I just can't take this no more. I can't believe this, 'cause all I need is everything you wanna be, anything you want. All I need is love.
4 wide getting into 1. Oh, we got a crash. Hard crash.
Hard impact. Bobby Labonte. Reed Sorensen, Michael Walter.
Joey Logano got a little piece of that, too. A lot of cars involved. Ruderman even down in the grass there. Well, it looks like Bobby was trying to give some of those guys a break in front of him.
doesn't lose his downforce in spin. He's got the 64 car, David Strummy, behind him. Worst position for Ragan to be in. Completely lost all the air off his car there.
So he knocked the rear springs out of the car.
Is he going to get up there and push Earnhardt Jr. by?
That's what Junior needed, was somebody he could really count on, but Brad can't get there quick enough. I think Junior's just waiting until he gets to the trioval here to try to make that move.
Turn 3. Remember, the start-finish line is all the way down in turn 1, so if you make the pass, you don't want to make it too early.
Here we go. We got to see Junior go here. Oh, here comes Tony Raines to the inside.
Junior up high. David Ragan is there. And here comes David Ragan.
How about Joey Logano coming in third?
David Ragan gets the win at Talladega. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Thank you, boys. Good job, baby. How about that?
This guy's overdue.
How about that for David Ragan? Folks, we told you that Dave was all about the draft. And a young man, a Georgia product, Matthew Stafford, led the day in the NFL draft, and another Georgia product from
a check up. And there goes David Ragan on the inside, and that's what a lap traffic could do for you.
One car at a time here right now. But at the end of this next straightaway, there's about 5 or 6 running together, which is going to be an issue to try to get through.
Yeah, he's about 12 or 15 laps away from really being in heavy traffic.
There have been 7 different leaders tonight here in the Food City 250 at Bristol. 10 lead changes and just 28 laps to go. Could David Ragan hold off his teammate Carl Edwards? We'll find out when we come back. So we're going to have doubling up here on the restart, double file restart, shootout style. First time it's ever happened here for the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Bristol Motor Speedway. One attempt at a green-white checkered here. Coming down to the green flag.
Carl's hanging with him pretty tight.
Carl Edwards on the inside. Reagan trying to nail the throttle up high. Gets him by a car length, and Reagan has the lead off turn 2. White flag this time by.
Nice run David Ragan made off of that corner. It's like he never lifted through there.
Flawless.
Edwards second. Keselowski now takes third spot away from Kevin Harvick. Final lap here in Bristol, Tennessee.
That's it. Race is over.
Justin Allgaier spinning down the front straightaway into turn 1 here.
And as soon as the caution comes out, the field is frozen, and David Ragan is the winner here at Bristol.
That's a little anticlimactic for all the action that we had, but the man that was going to win.
And the nation and the million faces formed together, made for elevation. And the soldier won't surrender faith. It's like a fire that never burns.
Talking about some short track somewhere. We're talking about the Daytona 500. And you got 2 kids up here right now. I would pick either one of them. One of those kids might just win this race.
We've got a green-white checkered. We're close on fuel, and so I'm thinking about coasting through the corners, making sure I don't have an air pocket.
Hey, Trevor, you still got me? Sir. Don't take it too easy on the start. I'll do what I need to do to get in front of you.
Trevor had been a good pusher. So when he and David Ragan came down for that last restart, they had already worked it out. Ragan was going to drop down in front of him.
Sure, we do not cross lanes before the start-finish line. Do not do that.
Being the leader of the race, I felt like, as long as I started within the parameter that NASCAR gives us and not jump the flag, that I was good to go.
All right, David, it's all yours. Let's do it.
Green flag.
I take off, go through the gears, it doesn't stumble, my fuel pressure's good, and as soon as I clear Trevor, I move down. And I'm looking out my rear view mirror more than I am my windshield. And so I just think we got a great restart.
You're all clear. You're all clear. Got a big shove coming underneath.
Post the 6, passing before the start-finish line.
6 is being black flagged. They timed it perfectly. They just went too soon.
Yes. And NASCAR black flagged him, and we just all went. What?
I'm the leader. I can't pass. Switch lanes before the start-finish line, he says.
They were told in the driver's meeting, hold your lane, hold your position till you cross the start-finish line. And as Darrell famously said, he timed it perfectly, he just made the move too soon.
caution, turn number 2, David Ruderman.
Still green. Oh, looks like Tony Stewart out through the grass in the inner loop.
And back through traffic. Caution is out.
It's out. Yellow's out.
Race is over. Marcos Ambrose is your winner. And Tony Stewart is up against the guardrail. Wow.
Congratulations, sir. Ambrose, you are officially a winner in the NASCAR Next Dale Cup Series. Good job.
Goodness, 6 gets, it's like, oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious.
Wow. Like Boris said, got into the 6 car. David Ragan. Oh, my goodness.
Isn't it for the 20? It's time for the 20 to do something for...
One back, 3 mic tag.
I'll tell you what, the Ragan behind him. David
Rick
Ragan.
behind the race leader.
David Ragan.
No caution yet. David Ragan coming
Still
back
wrecking.
to the start-finish
They're
line.
wrecking everywhere now. They're wrecking again.
Ragan with sweet redemption gets the victory at Daytona.
2 separate wrecks on the last lap.
Thank you a lot, man. Thanks for the help, man. Thanks for the help.
You can't beat Daytona. And tonight, I'm sure tears of joy for David Ragan, who's celebrating his first ever win.
I let him down. That way, bud. That way. You're coming to the white. Still there. Still there. Clear. Clear.
Nice move for David Ragan. He is back to the lead over Brad Keselowski. White flag in the wind. 1 lap to go.
All I can tell you is Ragan is lucky he got by the 2, and they better be glad there's not about 5 more to go, because that Marcos Ambrose is coming in a hurry.
As they come off turn 4 for the final time.
The All-Star race. Good job, guys.
The sprint showdown to David Ragan and Brad Keselowski.
You make me a believer, believer.
5-time champion Jimmy Johnson. He collects Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Ragan.
Trevor Bayne, the 21 car, winner from last year. You see him involved?
Kurt Busch is involved.
I'm a little worried about Jimmy. He took a hard lick right in the door. And there's the HenryCar.com Chevrolet of Kurt Busch.
On Jimmy Johnson, he's right tucked up underneath the 78 of Regan Smith.
Ooh, just got a little tap in the back end.
I believe that might have been Elliott Sadler, the 33.
Elliott Sadler gave him just a little tap. Right here's what I was talking about. Watch Danica. Right there, she gets some damage, but then watch her go down. Jimmy's car's total, but watch her right here.
As you finish up, the 08 of David Ragan had a big puff of smoke come from the engine compartment. He has shut it off, gotten down on the apron, and our third
Shut it off. I'm sure it blew up a little better
has
than
come
that,
out.
though.
And the cloud of smoke that he laid down is still covering turn 1. Here we go.
Yeah, definitely something let go. They was fighting that thing too. He's got a lot of oil coming out of that engine compartment, getting on the tires, but did a good job to keep it down and get it out of the way.
Did a real nice job of getting off the racetrack as quickly as he possibly.
You make me a believer, believer.
Man, Matt got shuffled out again.
Jimmy Johnson with Carl Edwards, but Kenseth up the middle, coming back. Help from David Ragan, up to the bumper of Carl Edwards. Ragan in the middle. His teammate Gilliland is the pusher. They're right on the bumper of Edwards. Is there anywhere to go? Ragan to the bottom. Gilliland with him. David Ragan, July winner at Daytona a couple of years ago. Gilliland with him. Edwards up top. Michael Waltrip to help. And here they come off turn 4.
Push, boys, push. Push hard.
Edwards high. Reagan comes up, covers the spot.
Gilliland's got it. He's got it.
Front row racing is in the victory lane at Talladega. Reagan first. Gilliland second. How about that?
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah.
What an unbelievable run there.
Not a first-time winner, but a first-time Talladega winner. Look at those teammates.
No, but this team.
Bob Jenkins, the car owner, is...
They need to watch this race today. Goodness gracious. I can't believe we...
That's a great run.
Second-generation racer from Georgia. His dad, Ken Ragan, a longtime independent driver on the Sprint Cup. Danica Patrick and the 34 of David Ragan.
You're all set.
Blue right front.
All right, 10-4.
She and her Stewart-Haas teammate, Ryan Newman, now both those cars pretty well destroyed with right front tire issues.
But Darrell pointed out earlier, it's almost like their cars were driving similar. Obviously, both of them had the same problems. You can see it right here. Just dead in the middle of turn 4, the car just goes straight.
That's probably what caused her to jump. Let's see what happens here with her. You hear it. Bam. That person.
Get low if you can. Low if you can. Pack's coming outside of you.
Those 6 Toyota drivers, remember, they were some of the
trouble
first...
turn 1, guys.
One car down, spinning. Trevor Bayne up to the wall, collects another. That is Carl Edwards. The 5th wreck that Edwards has been involved in this spring. The 34 of David Ragan involved, and that's the 35 of Riverside, California's Josh Wise. We're under.
Ooh, looked like possibly.
But it looked like they started accordioning up in front of Brad Keselowski.
Very similar to what we saw at the start of the race, Larry. Just somebody.
I wanted you to know. Wanted you to know. Wanted you to know. I won't be waiting. The burning as I needed you to know. I have to let you go. I've wasted all.
Jeff Gordon tried on 4 different occasions to make a clean pass on David Ragan, and then contact in turn 4.
Lock her down, lock her down, lock her down. Yellow's out, lock her down.
You watch him here. David Ragan in the 18. This is when the first time they kind of have a little disagreement. Jeff makes the pass, or at least he thought he did. David Ragan jumps back in the throttle, clears Jeff, gets Jeff sideways, gets him a little bit loose. Jeff didn't like that. And then to let David Ragan know that Jeff didn't like that.
They were fighting for 7th place.
Crashing all, oh man. Look at that.
Looked like half the field piled up on lap 47.
The bottom end of the left rear turned this and got back.
Menard was behind him, and into the wall he put him.
Those are the type of accidents you see later in the race. That's just frustrating. Spin him out, but at least push him. Try to carry some momentum down the front stretch. It was too much. Definitely contact, whether the 31 came up or the 10 was coming down. That's what makes this corner so difficult, Jeff, because what's the line? You can't follow the dotted line. What's the natural line of the cars into the corner?
Yeah, Danica was expecting Ryan Newman to go all the way down to like the left, put the left sides closer to the yellow line. She was protecting that spot.
These drivers, a lot of them lose their mind at the end of the
Whoa!
like
right Ragan and Edwards, there they go, into the wall, hard. You were saying?
Yes. I said there will be another caution. Some of them will lose their mind.
You to know. Wanted you to know. Wanted you to know. I won't be waiting. The burning as I needed you to know. I have to let you go. I've wasted all my time as you were changing. Killing all our memories. Should have seen it from the start.
2 laps to go. Ragan on the inside, Dillon on the outside. Green flag back in the air. Again, they could be racing to the overtime line. Side by side as they go through 1 and 2. Once the leader crosses the overtime line, if a caution comes out, the race is official. They're going to get to it. They do. Now the fight back to the finish. They've got a lap and a half to go.
17 hard. Here he comes.
Here comes the 17. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., a power move on the inside. He takes the lead.
David Ragan saw that line coming from the top, thought he needed to block that. Stenhouse had such a run on the bottom, he didn't get the right car blocked.
Stenhouse Jr., white flag in the air.
We never think that we're missing much till I just spent all my breath. These needs have changed so deep to face you all the same. I've been away for this way. All scorn from sleep at me. A sign of tongue as the seas are empty. I just spent all my breath. These needs have changed so deep to face you all the same. I've been awake for.
Green flag.
Oh, buddy. Truex is in trouble. Got to get to the inside. Got to make a move.
David Ragan gets out first. Here's Kyle Busch in the middle.
Oh, 3 wide.
Oh, boy. Oh,
4
boy.
wide.
Here he goes. Down
Truex
the back.
to the bottom.
On the inside.
Didn't you say that inside was the place to
I
be?
like the inside.
4 wide.
For now.
How did they make it that far? I don't know if they're going to make it off of turn 4, though.
Whoa, hang on to her, Martin.
Logano all over Truex.
I think Logano is, look at that, the hood flaps are going up and down.
4 wide at the stripe for 10th.
Hey, these two guys got a little history together, you know. Truex and the 22.
Well, all I know is that now Martin Truex Jr. knows what to expect from Joey Logano on the final lap.
Yeah, it's a checkered flag. That's what he's expecting now because he's out there and he's gone. Was lucky to be able to get through the traffic the way he did.
How about David Ragan hanging in there in 4th position right now?
Well, he's mad. They won't even go in the back.
Well, we had a dump and run at Martinsville between Truex and Logano. But they're not thinking about that now. They're thinking about the big prize that is 3 laps away.
You know, Johnson's right up in the middle of this thing too, boy. Jimmy Johnson, he's there in 6th spot, hanging tight.
What a run for Ragan.
I'm not so sure we're done having cautions just yet.